There is a 4-bar introduction, instrumental introduction before you start the song. So I'm going to actually play it and count you in so that you know exactly when this song starts. 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3. So you come in right after the third beat in the third count in the 4th bar. So this song is interesting in terms of its phrasing because there are some parts where it's quite long and then some parts where it's quite short. So you can see here in the lyrics that I'm providing for you here, you can see where the breath points are. So you can follow that. There are some parts where it's not clear in the recording whether she is taking a breath or not, but I would recommend taking a breath anyway because those parts are kind of long. So whenever you see the slash marks, that's basically my recommendation for where you can breathe or take your breath points as you were singing the song. The first part of this song starts off in your speaking range, so like where you are where you normally talk. So I heard. Take a breath here. That your. She dips down a little bit there at the end of the word your. She does that a few times here in this first verse, so you can play around with that as a subtle embellishment. Take a breath. Settle down that you've. She dips down there as well. So this part here, as you can see, there's no breath point here, so just be aware of that. Found a girl goes up. Found a girl and you're. Take a breath. Married now. Now has 3 notes to it. Now I heard that your dreams came true. So this is a continued sound. So you're essentially linking the word now to the word I. I really like the way she sings the word dreams, and I want to pinpoint that a little bit here. I heard that your dreams came true. For me, how I would create that sound is I create a little bit more of a more length in the vocal tract. Dreams, as opposed to doing something like this. Dreams, and that sort of flattens the sound a bit. Dreams came true. Dreams came true. This way of handling that vowel, E vowel for the word dreams, singing it sort of in an extended way, can actually help you to sound richer in terms of your tonal voice, and it also can help you to bring the voice sort of closer to the microphone in a way as well. It doesn't feel like you're moving back or moving away from the microphone. Guess she gave you things. This is sort of like half spoken. Guess she gave you things I didn't give to you. So the word you here has actually 2 bumps. I call them voice bumps. They sort of bump up. I didn't give to you. Next verse. Old friend. So it's similar to the beginning where the word old is actually extended out. Old friend. Okay, take a breath. Why are you so shy? The word shy has a little ad-lib there. It's shy. 3 notes there. Shy. And then it bounces on the same note on that 3rd note, if that makes sense. Shy. So 3 notes down and then 1 more bounce on that last note. Next line. Ain't like you to hold back. Ain't like you. You goes down. Ain't like you to hold back. Or 2 notes in the word or hide. Hide goes up, down, up. Hide from the light. Light has 2 notes. Light, like that. So now that we learned that part, let's go ahead and sing along with Adele. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3.
I heard that you're settled down, that you found a girl and you're married now. I heard that your dreams came true. Guess she gave you things I didn't give to you. from the light. I hate to turn up.
We've just done or hide from the light. You pretty much have to come in right away. There is time to take a little bit of a sneak breath, and you definitely need to be mindful here because this next line of the pre-chorus here is pretty long. So definitely take that breath after the word light. I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it. I had hoped you'd see my face. That is one continuous sound. So a tip here for you is to try to sing the same dynamics all the way through, as opposed to singing loud and soft or even going too whispery. You want to try to keep a consistent tone. That's actually easier to maintain the air if you are keeping the tone pretty consistent. So if you are leaking air like this, I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, and singing in that kind of more breathier way, it's going to be very, very hard to maintain the tone and sing this in one breath. So that's one tip. The second tip is to try to think of it as one continuous sound as opposed to multiple different words. So here's what I mean. I hate to turn up out of the blue. So I'm actually going, I hate to turn up out of the blue, right? I hate to turn up out of the blue. I'm not really singing, I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but if I break it up like that, there's very little chance for me to be able to sing that whole line in one breath. Okay, so 2 little tips for you to sing that phrase in one go. So the notes, the melody is, I hate to turn up out of the blue, out of the blue. Same note down, up. Out of the blue, uninvited, right? Uninvited, but I are the same note. But I couldn't stay away. Okay, let's try that together. I hate to turn up out of the blue, uninvited, but I couldn't stay away. Next line. I couldn't fight it. It kind of goes, I couldn't fight it. Goes down, up, down, up. I had hoped you see my face. Hoped. That pit there, that word goes up. Okay? I had hoped you see my face. Take a breath. And that you'd be reminded that for me. And that you'd be reminded. Again, lots of ups and downs, right? And that you'd be reminded that four goes up, me goes down. That you'd be reminded that for me, it isn't over. Ver slides up. So let's do it one more time together, and we're going to do it slowly. And now, because we're doing it slowly, I am going to take a breath because I'm extending all the notes out. Okay, so we're going to take a breath. But when we do it on pace to the timing of the song, then hopefully we can do it all in one go without taking a breath in between. I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it. I had hoped you'd see my face. Now let's put it all together and speed it up a little bit. I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it. I had hoped you'd see my face. Take a breath. Did you do it? Well done, well done. Okay, let's keep going. And that you'd be reminded that for me, it isn't over. So now let's go ahead and move on to the first chorus. Now, the first chorus here is the timing here is a little tricky to catch because it comes in kind of unexpectedly. So I'm going to play the music and I'm going to show you exactly when she comes in because Adele comes in here in this first chorus a little bit differently than when she comes in for the choruses after.
I couldn't stay away, I couldn't fight it. I had hoped you'd see my face and that you'd be reminded that from
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1. Okay. It isn't over. 1, 2. Never mind, I'll find. Okay, so hopefully if you go through this video a few times, that will you'll anticipate it a little bit easier because I remember the first time I taught this song, I was like, oh wait, how do you come in? Where did this part come in here? So be aware of that bit. Because this word jumps up to the female first bridge, which is the transition point between between two registers in the voice, it can be a little bit tricky to sing this part out. So I always find it helpful to use the letter N. If you go n, n, never, never, that can actually help to ground your energy so that it can hopefully prevent you from wanting to grab or push with your throat muscles here. Never mind. We don't want to force our voices up. We really want to stay grounded. I call this anchoring. Never mind, I'll find is going to be fine for me vocally. But if I go, never mind, I'll find, you can feel how that energy completely is different, right? The direction of that energy is very different. And I can feel that strain on my throat. And you could probably hear that too if I sing it that way. And then take a breath. Someone like you. The word like here is where you would want to ground that energy down again. Like you. There's a bounce here. You. The word you connects to the next word, which is the word I. You, I wish nothing. Nothing goes up. There's an N here. How convenient. Use that N to again drive that energy down to help you to stay grounded or anchored, as I like to call it. Nothing but the best. I think that there's a little glide there. There's essentially 3 notes there, right? The best. The best. Take a breath. For you. Another glide on the word for. For you. Two goes up. So don't forget, and me, actually, they're all the same notes. Don't forget me. Me is the only one that slides down. And then take a breath. I begged. I open up that mouth there to make sure that you create enough of that backspace to help prevent any kind of squeeze in that part of the voice. Now, by the way, if you want to sing this in a more a lighter sound, absolutely go for it. You want to make sure you're singing these higher notes in a way that's comfortable for you. And if that means it's more comfortable for you to sing it lightly, like, I begged, I remember you said, that's okay. You do what feels right for your voice. But if you can put a little energy into it, make sure that that energy is directed, or that effort is directed down into your body. If you want to know more about what I mean by that, then you can check out my my Kickstarter course, my free Kickstarter course that you can go to mysinginglife.com. You can just register for free and you'll have access to a lesson where I actually teach you about what I call anchor and lean. So you can learn how to incorporate that, this effort that I'm talking about, down into your body. The word I has 2 notes. Re has a kind of like slides down like that. I remember. Member goes up. Member you. Same note. Member you said. 3 notes coming down on the word said. So sometimes it lasts in love. In love comes down. But sometimes it hurts. Hurts goes up. Stay on the same note for the word instead. Instead. So she bounces on the same note there. And then take a breath. Sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. She ducktails up at the end of the word instead. Almost like she's saying yay, yay at the very end of the word instead. Let's keep going. Let's learn the verse. The melody is the same, but the phrasing structure is a little different from the earlier verses. Okay, so you know how the is short. Take a breath. Time flies only. Lee has 2 notes there. So here's a long phrase here. So let's break this down a little bit. Yesterday, so it goes up. Yesterday was the time. There's an extension there. Slide up a little bit. Time of our lives we were. Slides down there. Born and raised. And continues up. Born and raised in a. This part here, there's it gives you time to recover here. So you have 2 spots to take a breath because we know that's helpful after such a long phrase. Summer haze bound. It continues here. Here's another long one. Bound. Extend that out. By, comes down. By the surprise of our glory day. So it's glides up and glides down. Glory days. The next part here is the pre-chorus, which we've already learned, and the words are the same, but let's have a listen to how Adele sings it to see if there's any variations. So there's only 2 little things that I hear that is a little bit different in the recorded version here. It doesn't sound like she's taking a breath after of our glory days. I hate to turn up. I think she continues there. At least that's what it sounds like in the recording. I don't recommend that you do that because I don't think it's necessary. And I think it's actually very, very challenging because you're making it even longer in terms of having it as a one breath. So just take a little breath there. That's what I would recommend. Of our glory days, I hate to turn up out of the blue, and everything else stays the same. Now, the second thing that is a little different this time around is where the next chorus starts. So earlier I mentioned that the first chorus kind of sneaks up on you and it starts a little earlier. This chorus here actually starts in a way that's a little bit more conventional in a way, right? It doesn't sneak up on you here. So I'm going to play that little bit one more time, and I'm going to count you in so you know exactly when to come in for that second chorus.
I couldn't fight it, I had hoped you'd see my face and that you'd be reminded that for me it isn't over.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Never mind, I'll find someone.
Let's keep listening. I think we know the chorus already, and I believe it's going to be exactly the same. So let's keep listening to her to see if there's any variations from the first chorus that we've already learned.
That you'd be reminded that for me it isn't over.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. Don't forget me, I beg. I'll remember you say sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead.
The first chorus there, as you remember, it repeats that line twice, right? Sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. She sings that twice. This time, there's only one time. Sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it goes up. Sometimes it hurts. It dips down there, but sometimes it hurts instead. Yay. And also similar to the chorus before, it dovetails up there. The next part here is a melodic variation. So it's not a chorus, it's not a verse, it is a bridge in the song. So let's break this down. Nothing compares, no worries or cares, regrets and mistakes, their memories made. That's one continued, that's one phrase chunk. I would call that one big chunk of a phrase, right? Who would have known how, have goes up. Who would have known how, take a breath, bittersweet, only the word sweet comes down. Sweet this, take a breath here, would comes up, would taste comes back down. Okay, now it goes to the chorus, and this part here, this third chorus, is a little bit more understated because if I remember correctly, the music comes down. It's a little bit quieter. So let's have a listen.
Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you. Don't forget me, I beg. I'll remember you say sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead.
Okay, so a couple of variations which I'll just point out here. Melodically, it's basically the same, but she does have different tonal textures here. This part is probably one of the most challenging parts because you want to have that sincerity, but there's not a whole lot of like instruments helping you, right? And all the instruments kind of go quieter. I would say the priority is to practice the song in a way that you are able to, that is sustainable for you, right? So if you're singing the song a few times and you're practicing this chorus and your voice is getting tired, then you know for sure that you're probably using or approaching those notes in a way that's not helpful. So you may need to do some exercises to get comfortable with these parts of your vocal range, but definitely don't push the voice here because it can be damaging. Be mindful of your voice. If it feels tired and strained, then this is probably not the best song for you to be working on right now. Doesn't mean you can't work on it in the future. Alternatively, you can always drop the key. Bring this whole key a little bit lower. Of course, the downside of that is that the low notes will be very, very low in this case here. Okay, but in any case, let's keep learning it. The variation here is when she sings, I wish nothing but the best for you. She doesn't sing to anymore. She just sings you. You don't forget me. And then the next variation is the last line here. She just takes a breath after. Sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes she takes a breath here, hurts instead. Brings it down 2 notes. It's a glide down. Okay. And then it goes into a repeated chorus. And I believe there are some variations, but let's have a listen to it first.
Sometimes it hurts instead. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. Don't forget me. I think I remember you say sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead.
All right. So the variation here is really just the ending. Sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Instead, it glides up, so it extends and it moves up. And then here she actually continues. And you can do that. That's kind of a nice dynamic part here. Sometimes it hurts instead. Sometimes it lasts in love. And then I would definitely recommend take a breath to take a breath here. But sometimes it hurts instead. And this part here is kind of freestyle in terms of how you want to trail off here. She does have a little bit of vocal textures in the end here, and you can play around with that. But I would keep it simple here because it really is that last part of the song where what she's saying is, sometimes it lasts and sometimes it doesn't last, right? Sometimes it just hurts. And so it makes sense to have this trailing off sentiment here in this last part here. Sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. So the ending here, don't feel like you need it to be perfect. In fact, it's probably better if there are some imperfections there because it makes the whole thing feel more authentic, right? Because, love isn't perfect. And sometimes vocally, if we can communicate that in our technique, then it can make the whole performance stand out. It's not about always having a polished sound. What is most important, especially when we're talking about contemporary commercial music, I would say the priority is singing it in a way that's sustainable, so you're not hurting yourself. But we do that so that we can be expressive and we can be free and have these moments of subtleties in the voice, because that's really what captivates your listeners and makes your performance memorable. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial as much as I enjoyed working through it with you. I would love to hear your versions of this song. So if you do have a cover of this, be sure to share it with us. You can put a link to your cover of this song in the comments below. I would love to see it. And of course, if you enjoyed watching this and you found it helpful, be sure to check out the other tutorials and tips that I have on this YouTube channel. And hey, consider subscribing so that you can be the first to know whenever I release little tips and tutorials just like this. All right, have a wonderful day and keep singing, and I'll see you again soon.